So continuing on with task 19, we're over at our microscope now. I have 3 different slides down here labeled as major, minor, and control. And I also have 3 different pipettes to use because once I look at my tubes macroscopically after resuspending them, I'm going to also place 1 drop onto each slide and take a look microscopically to see if there's any agglutination at all. Alright, so we're going to start with our major sample. Okay, so we have our major sample right here, major. We're just going to resuspend it a little bit. Gently rock it back and forth a couple times. Alright, and then we're going to just take a peek. And I'm not really seeing any agglutination at all. Looks pretty mixed to me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a drop of this with a clean pipette and put it on our slide that is labeled major. Okay, so that was our major tube. I threw my pipette in the garbage. And again, I put a drop on the major slide. Even looking at it macroscopically, still not seeing any agglutination. So we're just going to go ahead, put this on our slide. And we're going to take a look. We're going to put on our light and take a look underneath the 4-time lens just to see microscopically if we see any agglutination at all. Turn down the lights. Just gotta fine tune it. And I'm looking around, I am not seeing any agglutination at all. Sure, I'm covering all surfaces of my circle here. Alright, so I am not seeing any agglutination at all. Okay, so we're going to take off our major slide and leave it right here on the paper towel. So then I just have a piece of paper right here as well that I'm just going to write down my findings that I'll be typing into the record. So I just have it labeled as major, minor, and control. So for major, I'm going to say macroscopically and microscopically, sorry, no agglutination. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my slide that's labeled as minor and my tube that's labeled as minor, and we're going to resuspend it. So we're going to mix it up a little bit gently. Alright, now that we're nice and mixed, we're going to take a peek. And again, it looks nice and mixed. I'm not seeing any agglutination at all. Okay, so we're going to take a drop with a clean pipette. And we're going to get a sample and place it onto the slide. Put the pipette in the garbage, put our cap back on for minor. Okay. And again, even looking at the drop on the slide, not seeing any agglutination at all. So we're just going to put that onto our microscope stage, and we're going to take a look at that underneath 4 times power as well. Alright, so we're going to kind of just go around all of our surfaces, see if we see any agglutination. Which I'm not noting any agglutination at all. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take that one off. Place that down here as well. So then I'm also just going, I lost my paper towel. So for minor, I'm just going to say macroscopically and microscopically, no agglutination. Alright, and then last but not least, we're going to do the same with our recipient control, and my slide that's labeled control. We're going to resuspend. Alright, so I'm done resuspending it. We're going to take a peek macroscopically. And again, nice and mixed. I don't see any agglutination at all. So we're going to take our last clean pipette over here on our paper towel. We're going to throw out our paper towel, and we're going to get a drop of this and put it onto our slide. Okay, throw out our pipette, put on our lid. And again, even looking at the control, I am not seeing any agglutination. So last but not least, we're going to put this on our slide. Make sure we don't have any agglutination microscopically. Again, we're on the 4 times power. So far, so good. Tiny little air bubble that made it onto there. Last section. Alright, and I am not seeing any agglutination at all. Alright. So we're just going to put our slide down here. I'm going to also write down that just for our control, macroscopically and microscopically, no agglutination, which is awesome, which means that we have a potential blood donor, so that's pretty awesome. Just trying to do a close-up of the slide, because if you'll see, no agglutination is noted on any of my samples. I mean, you can't really see it that great on the camera, but there's no agglutination. So I'm going to go ahead, throw these into my sharps. Okay, and so I'm just going to take all the notes that I just wrote, just saying that I don't see any agglutination at all. I'm going to turn the light off of my microscope. Just going to go over to the record and type that up into the patient's record, just saying that we do have a potential match or a good cross match, that we can potentially have Sophie be a blood donor for our friend Sky.